Okay, good morning, UCM family and Pastor Chad and Noah. I am David Sera Joseph. I am representing Baptist Bible Seminary and Institute in Taytay, Rizal. The seminary has been training men and women for the kingdom since the 1930s. Our graduates have been serving all across the country, and to my knowledge, in also 4 out of 7 continents, and such a privilege that the world is becoming our parish. I am grateful for your partnership with us since the year 2004, your generous support of 10,000 pesos each student every semester for 15 students is a tremendous help, as we know that many of them are coming from low-income families. More than your financial aid, your partnership is an encouragement to us at BBSI leadership, because it shows that you believe and you share in our mission, as well as our vision of preparing men and women for the work of the ministry, and also at the same time engage lostness wherever God leads them in their field of service. It is my prayer that God's gracious favor will be upon you as you have invested in us financially and prayerfully. I trust that this partnership will grow stronger in the days ahead, especially as we're faced with the challenges of a new platform, teaching platform that is fully online, and at the same time with financial concerns that we have. Now, I'd like to share with you some thoughts based on Psalm 124, verse number 1 to verse number 4. In the year 2009, the New York City Atheists launched a campaign for $25,000, a month-long campaign. It was a poster campaign in the New York City subway. The poster was all over posted in the coaches inside the subway system. And the poster reads, "A million New Yorkers are good without God." And then at the bottom of the poster was the question, "Are you?" When I saw the poster, my response was a big no. No one is good without God. Then this is what Psalm 124, verse number 1 to verse number 4. It is an if and then situation. If God is not with us on our side, then. And here are the possible scenarios. Number 1, we would have been doomed. Verse 1 and 2. If the Lord has not been on our side, let Israel say, if the Lord has not been on our side when men attack us. The words attacked us or rose up give us an image of a sudden ambush, just like what happened to the nation of Israel as they were en route to the land of Canaan when the Amalekites ambushed them. It was a sudden attack. Israel would have been defeated were it not for the Lord who is on their side. And therefore, let me tell you this morning, God has got our back. We might be surprised by an event, but nothing surprises God. There are no blind sides as far as God is concerned. Praise God. Second, if the Lord has not been on our side, we would have been devoured. Verse number 3. When their anger flared against us, they would have swallowed us alive. Now, were it not for God's intervention, Daniel in the lion's den would have become a happy meal. But God is in control. He even set up the parameter in the case of Job on how much Satan can test him. So God is in control, and here is the message: never waver. And finally, if God has not been on our side, we would have been destroyed, utterly destroyed. Verse 4 and verse 5. The flood would have engulfed us, the torrent would have swept us over us, the raging waters would have swept us away. The flooding scenario is something that we all know here in the Philippines. These verses speak of utter destruction. But with God, we can rise above the waves. We can become overcomers. We can rise because of who is on our side. Isaiah 43, verse number 2, when you go through deep waters, I will be with you. When you go through rivers of difficulty, you will not drown. When you walk through the fire of oppression, you will not be burned. The flames will not consume you. Praise God for this assurance. And for all of us in our life's experiences, I believe we share a common denominator. And our common denominator and our common storyline is this: were it not for God who is on our side, And therefore, let me end with a question. What are you doing to stay on God's side? Thank you, and blessings to all.